Truth or dare? Asks a girl with a sly smile, her tone dangling like a spider over an unsuspecting fly. She's addressing a man casually playing pool, oblivious to the twisted game he's about to enter. Choosing dare with a bravado that doesn't quite reach his eyes, he's instructed to strip in front of the onlookers. With reckless abandon, he climbs onto the pool table as the crowd's jeers swell into a cacophonous mockery. Trapped by pride, he tries to shrug it off, but then, as if possessed by some sinister force, his smile warps. He steps onto a ball and topples forward, his neck snapping with an echo that turns the crowd's laughter to screams. This gruesome death, captured and virally shared, reaches Olivia, who watches in horror. This wasn't just any game. It was the same chilling fun they had indulged in the night before, and Ronnie, the man now still and silent, had been with them, laughing and alive. They had been to a party, a night brimming with laughter and exuberance that didn't want to end. Carter then, with the promise of a thrill, led them to a derelict church, a place suffused with an eerie silence, whispering secrets of dread. The game of truth or dare had started innocuously enough until Carter's turn came. Opting for truth, his face hardened when asked his real intentions with Olivia. Dropping the facade, he chillingly confessed. Olivia was easy to deceive, a means to lure others into this cursed game. The more strangers that died playing, the longer he would live. After this stark revelation, he left, leaving a shroud of confusion. Olivia, chasing after the truth behind Carter's cryptic words, confronts him. He warns her earnestly, if ever asked truth or dare, there's no rejecting it. Choose truth, and you can only speak what's real. Choose dare, and fulfill it you must or pay with your life. Olivia, gripped by disbelief, turns to find her friends missing. Then suddenly they reappear, sporting unnerving grins and eyes stained red, bidding her a foreboding farewell. The strangeness spirals further. The following day, Olivia finds herself amid a haunting echo of the game. Everywhere she looks, the words truth or dare glare back. At first, she thinks it a cruel prank until in the library, cornered by an unsettling figure insisting she plays. Truth escapes her lips in a panicked breath, and out tumbles the secret of Marky's infidelity to her boyfriend, Lucas. As the confession dissolves the eerie quiet back to reality, Marky's rage boils over. Betrayed by her friend and scorned by Lucas, vengeance is now her creed, with Olivia as its focus. Olivia is now a firm believer in the haunting realities of this terrible game. She gathers her friends, who joined her in the original game, at her home, explaining to them the spine-chilling rules they suddenly find themselves bound by. A mix of skepticism and fear hangs heavy in the air. Lucas, still reeling from the bizarre events in the library, storms off, only to find himself ensnared by the game once again out on the street. Realizing the grave reality, he immediately seeks Olivia's help, shedding any doubts and rushes back to assist her in convincing the rest to take this seriously. As fate would have it, Marky, Olivia's best friend, is next in the game's sadistic queue. At that very moment, her phone buzzes with the ominous question. Truth or dare? Furious and not buying any of it, Marky accuses Olivia of orchestrating a cruel prank to embarrass her before their friends. Again, under Olivia's persistent persuasion, Marky reluctantly chooses dare. The task at hand is as gruesome as it gets, to fulfill a vow made at the library by breaking one of Olivia's hands. With hammer in hand and her resolve waning, Marky hesitates. However, to save her own life, Olivia provokes her until she takes the drastic action required, sacrificing her hand for Marky's life. But the game's morbidity doesn't pause there. In another twist of destiny, Tyson, after wrapping up his med school interview, is confronted by an examiner whose features contort into something unrecognizable. Presented with the same sinister choice, Tyson opts for truth, thinking it's just an innocent interview icebreaker. Yet when asked, "How long have you been forging prescriptions?" and he lies with a simple, "I don't," his mouth gruesomely stretches ear to ear. In the next shocking moment, he plunges a pen into his eye, ending his life before a stunned interviewer. The others, arriving to aid their friend, bear witness to the horror. They collectively decide henceforth to choose truth and to answer truthfully to minimize the mortal risks. The game's relentless barrage continues as Penn, one of the participants, is terrorized by her own grotesquely distorted reflection, egging her on truth or dare. When she opts for truth, the game cruelly denies her that choice, instead compelling her to take a dare. The challenge? To walk along a roof edge while downing a bottle of hard liquor. Her terror palpable, she edges along the rooftop, drinking nervously, until at last, having emptied the bottle, she plummets to her death. As the rules come into sharper focus, The group realizes with horror that if 2 consecutive players pick truth, the next must perform a dare. After 2 rounds of unnerving truths, it comes to Brad, who has no choice but to dare. His perilous mission is to seize his policeman father's gun and make him beg for mercy. The tragic conclusion comes swift and fatal, as the arriving officers, unaware of the diabolical game, gun him down. After several rounds of the game, Olivia, her best friend Marky, and Lucas were the only ones left. Realizing they were running out of time before the game would inevitably claim their lives, they followed the clues and located the sole survivor of the original game, a nun. When the trio found her, she refused to speak and instead communicated via writing. The nun informed Olivia, Marky, and Lucas that there was a demon within the game. Long ago it had been sealed in a specific spot, but now that seal was broken, and the demon had escaped. To end the game, they had to replicate what was done in the past. Find the person who initiated the game, return to the mission, have them recite a spell 7 times, and then sever their tongue. This ritual was the only way to reseal the demon. Showing them her mouth, now void of a tongue, they realized the nun was the initiator and the one who ended the game years ago. Desperate, they searched for Carter, the initiator of their ill-fated round. After much effort, they brought him to the church. As Carter recited the spell, the ground of the church began to shake. Upon the 7th incantation, Olivia attempted to force Carter to cut out his own tongue. But just as they neared success, Lucas, possessed by the demon, fatally stabbed Carter, then turned the knife on himself. Now, with the initiator dead, there seemed to be no way to end the game. However, Olivia devised a plan. Whoever's turn it was next would choose dare, and then refuse to comply, in the hopes of drawing the demon out to play the game itself. Then, they could question the demon directly for a potential escape. As fate would have it, it was Marky's turn next. Her dare, to shoot Olivia. Marky, adhering to the plan, refused the deed. As expected, the demon possessed her and, taking the gun in hand, aimed at Olivia. Quick to react, Olivia dodged the shot. Facing the demon-possessed Marky, Olivia declared, "It's your turn. Once you're asked, you're in. Those are the rules, right?" Bound by its own game, the demon was forced to choose truth. Olivia seized the moment to ask how they could leave the game alive. The demon's answer was chillingly unexpected. It said the game could never end unless all players died. When the demon left Marky's body, Olivia, determined to survive, recorded a video posing the deadly question: truth or dare? Anyone viewing the video would be sucked into the game. The more people played, the longer it would take for Olivia and Marky's turns to come up again, prolonging their lives. In the ultimate sacrifice for her friend's life, Olivia chose to doom the world. A harrowing decision for sure, and that's where the film ends. If such a game existed, would you choose truth or dare? I invite you to leave your thoughts in the comments and follow for more captivating movie tales.